Are you ready to get your button pushed? You're tuned in to What's the Reason for This, the podcast where music meets madness, friends become family, and every conversation finds its own groove. Kick back, laugh loud, and let's find the reason together. The button has been pushed. Hello and welcome. I love how everyone's like, fuck, there it is. I hear it all the time. Oh, no. Look, we lost the game. It was 3 seconds. Said fuck. 3 seconds. We asked earlier.
You're not going to hear us on YouTube then.
Yeah.
No. Damn it.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Damn
Every
it.
week we say this. Fuck you, YouTube.
Oh, man.
I agree.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to What's the Reason for This podcast. Hopefully you've already spent a little bit of time and you've checked out our session this week in the dungeon with High Horse. They're no fun at all.
Nope.
As you can see, the good vibes that are around and hanging from the ceiling and every cobwebs. It was a very low vibe performance. So you probably don't want to check it out. You definitely don't want to come and see them when they're playing near you. Shay, welcome to fucking having a real job and not being able to come to the podcast all the time, bud.
Yeah,
I
welcome,
knew you were going
Shay.
to rub that in. Listen, you know what? When I win the lottery and I'm a millionaire, I'm not going to tell anyone. And
Right.
it's going to be great.
And he's going to show up for the interview.
He already
Show up for the
hasn't
interviews.
told
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, that's...
It already happened.
I got
I
so
knew-
many
I
messages.
listen, I knew how triggered he was
Dude,
going to be. Which
so
is
many
why I
messages.
started.
Hey Shay, I saw that great interview Kodi did with Torin. Why weren't you there? Were you at your work like a fucking nerd? I was like, oh, thanks, guys. This is a positive feedback from the community.
Really getting it from both ends, because
Oh,
you were
definitely.
telling us earlier off air that someone was like chewing you out for being a podcaster. You,
Yep.
You cannot catch a break.
No,
man.
man, it's fine.
He deserves it, Noah. He deserves it. But
See what I mean, folks?
Yeah. It's,
don't you listen. These two are going to be dangerous this episode. I promise you that. I want to introduce you guys so that people can know who we're actually chatting with. They know us two idiots. They may know Carson because we've had him on with Silas Herman in the Tone Unit before. But you guys are here as High Horse, which is this fucking amazing band with ties to Lyons, Colorado, as well as Boston, Massachusetts. So I got a bunch of massholes in the dungeon. What's going on, boys?
Yeah, what's up?
Masshole represents.
It's so nice to be here. It's so nice.
Dude, I have been looking forward to this, Carson. You asked, you're like, hey, man, would you ever be interested? And I was like, of course I would be interested. And that's what I want to tell all of you guys. If you have a young up-and-coming band, if you have somebody in your neighborhood that you think, oh, shit, they just need more exposure, even if it's fucking collaborating on a video and me helping get it out in any ways or us being able to do something, send it. Always ask, and I love that you asked. And when you came over here today, I knew who you were as a player.
Right.
And I listened to your guys'
quantity.
stuff online, but I will tell you the first song that you played, and when this motherfucker came in at the end of that song and the vibe just completely fucking switched. And if you didn't watch, now you know why you should go and check it out. But let's talk about this, High
I
Horse.
think you can
Yeah.
see when the edibles kick in.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't-
around the
we don't
time
know
the
what you're
walls
talking
start
about.
wiggling.
not these walls. No.
Yeah.
These walls have built-in wiggle, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the walls of time.
It's more expensive.
Yeah,
than
right.
you think.
The walls.
But listen, let's focus, boys. Focus. So, High Horse, Carson, we saw you with
what's up?
Silas Herman, but you have played with these guys from when you were back on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah, so this band formed it's like the spring of 2023. I met these goons in school, in graduate school, which is very fancy.
Very fancy.
And I was doing my master's recital, also very fancy. But I wrote this piece, and honestly, these guys were the baddest cats that I knew in Boston at the time.
Yeah, the goons introduced us to Carson.
Yeah. And they were the only guys who could probably like play this tune. And it was similar to kind of what we opened up with that tune called Harbor. And yeah, so we played this recital and we had so much fucking fun that we were like, we've got to be a band. And so ever since then, we've been pounding the pavement, to say.
Yeah, but so let's talk about this because like a lot of bands just come together, right?
Right.
Whether it's at meeting people at your local picks or, hey, I knew this person from high school or I met, like you guys did, I met these people in school, right? So like finding people that you vibe with that can play the music that you're writing, but then also to perform it is one thing. But that's just the very beginning of this foundation, right? Because now you have to figure out, okay, well, we all have lives. You all might have other bands that you had played in or were playing in.
It's funny how well that actually all worked out. You know, projects that I think all of us were in were kind of naturally ending or reaching transition points around the time that we all serendipitously met. So within about a year of us playing together as a band at all, a lot of other things had fallen by the wayside. And this kind of, I think, I don't want to speak for the
I think
collective.
that's especially true for you.
It's particularly true for me. But I definitely think it feels like a good moment for all of us. Yeah, no, I have relationships with my
same here.
band. It's just it's interesting. Anyway, I think all of us are kind of emerging with this as like a major priority for us. And it helps a lot to have, rather than just one person pushing it forward, all of us trying to share the labor in our own way and make this project the best it can be. And that includes investing in the music, but also investing in the admin work and connecting with folks like you guys. Like, we're incredibly blessed to be here. with
Speaking
y'all
of some of
today.
that kind of cool work, like you guys are big fans of poster art and whatnot. Carson designs all our stuff, and I gotta say, it's pretty legendary. I think I like our
also
record
plug
cover
'em,
and stuff.
plug 'em.
Not to toot our own horn or anything, but Carson really crushed it with that.
Right.
Nah, toot
Y'all
that
should
shit.
check it out. Yeah.
But no, it's important, right? Because like merch comes to it, and we're going to talk about that and like the presence on social media. But I really want to make sure that we focus because you have such an eclectic sound that's way different than anything that I've heard before, right? And then to see it live is a whole different feeling, right? And so, and then like the dungeon is lovely, but you guys brought something that we haven't had in 2 years of doing this, right?
We
And
feel the same about that explosive you set off. we haven't had that in 3 years of doing this. That's
these are
amazing.
just good vibes, buddy.
Yeah.
These are just good vibes. Everybody knows we bring the good vibes.
That is my favorite thing. Is we will tell bands like, hey, we're going to set off a cannon. It's a drop, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, where do you want
we
to
had
go?
a fifth member when we
And
started
everybody
filming.
knows
He's
it's coming, and then
gone.
everybody still goes, shit.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's a lot, especially down here, it's a lot louder. Than you
Well,
think
and if you haven't, well, because it's in a little ass room and it sounds
Yeah.
like a
I
shotgun
was so
going off.
ready. I was so excited for that.
Yeah, but buddy, you can see it, and then you went into your solo, and it's like it adds that little bit, and everyone's always like, "God damn it!" Like, "Oh, you're just looking for attention." I'm like, literally, no. Like,
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, we are.
No, I love it, but I think like
we
the bands love
cannot
it
have
too,
enough
right?
attention.
I mean, he is a little
No,
bit.
I loved it.
We you know, I gotta say, we're in the attention economy, guys.
Yeah.
It's the
Please
scarcest
pay
resource.
attention to us.
We need to
good.
have
I like that.
everyone pay attention to us right now. If
I
you're
care
hearing
if
this
you're
at home, consume High Horse products.
So interestingly,
Get
Engage
off
with-
your high horse, Noah.
And get
Hold on a
onto
second.
social media
Hold your
and
horses,
follow
Noah. They want to learn about who
highhorse.band.
the fuck you are before they're gonna buy stuff.
They
from
can
you,
find
okay?
out more at www.highhorseband.com.
And we're gonna
straight into the plug.
we're gonna beep.
Do we have a
that
1-800
out.
number yet?
We're gonna beep that out because they don't get to hear what you say. I'm just gonna censor block over the whole thing, and then they're gonna have to
We'll
wait.
be right
until the
back.
end
We have
because
to
the
beat
point of the
something out
podcast,
first.
Noah, is to teach the people on the podcast. Noah, okay? I love you.
I feel the affirmation. Get to your point.
So my point is, how the fuck did you find him? Where did you pick
picked
this
him up
guy
off the street.
Yes, like where did you get?
yeah.
I was
Scoop?
locked in a
What you
broom
got?
closet at G's house for a number of years, and then
Found
he.
him on the street.
So
that's
just like
why
piled
the
out.
van, we
That's
said,
why
"Get in."
if you listen to Noah talk during the podcast,
Don't do
look
that.
at G's face. Okay, that's all.
That's
you
what
have to
I'm
do.
doing most of the time.
You said him, and he never stopped.
Yeah, this band, this band
Yeah.
this band came together around this original piece of music. And what's so cool about this group of people,
God
number
bless
one, some of my best friends in the world. Number two, some of like the most amazing musicians I've ever fucking met. And number three, what's amazing is we all collaborate kind of artistically, and we all write and bring music to this band. And so you're talking about kind of like, this sounds like very different than anything I've heard. And that's something, we all come from very different musical backgrounds, but that's something that's so great about this group and how we work is being able to bring all this original material together and kind of have this like diverse set of songs that we can pick from every night.
Well, and let people understand if they haven't gone to watch the session, we have a stand-up bass player, a fiddle player, an acoustic guitarist, and a cellist.
Yes.
And sometimes I get some banjo going on the set too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not too much though. Only 5 strings, not the full 6.
Right. That's right.
He's just claw hammering it up over there.
Yeah.
Really 4.5 if you think about it.
Don't
Who's-
do
who's
that. You
counting?
guys, you're gonna fall down a deep hole again. Okay?
We
Suck you
only
back.
we
all-
only do that.
We got back.
Did you
First
notice
we
how
wait. First we were
masterfully
gonna
he took
beat
control?
off, and now we're gonna suck us
and
back.
that's what he's doing. He's like, fuck the chaos. Okay?
Yeah.
But so you guys, you came out, you started this project. You had other things going on. Noah had his own issues, right?
I resent that.
But you guys came together. You put out an album in 2024.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
And but then you've really started to focus on the tour now, right? You guys are here. We're in Morrison, Colorado. You guys are here this week because you have a bunch of Colorado shows. Carson, for the people that have seen us in the past on Silas, we talked about how you moved to Colorado recently.
Yeah.
So was it important for you seeing the scene here to then being like, okay, I need to get these hooligans out here so that we can start having some shows to build from the audience that we can in this community?
Yeah, I think moving out here, I actually didn't know that much about the scene. I knew there's a good music scene. I knew that there was like nature that I could live in, and I was like, I'm sold. And my partner was moving out here for grad school, so that's
he didn't
important.
have a choice.
Yeah.
Dude, Carson's like, yeah, no, I'm sold. He's like, yeah, no, you're coming, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
You should see where Carson's living right now. Though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
some of the roughest driving and most beautiful views.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty great. But I was just blown away by this music scene and how much the people of Colorado really love seeing live music, which is really important for our livelihood. And so we were playing around Boston, and of course that's kind of like our home market because most of the band lives there. But if you want to kind of gain new fans, get your music out there, you've got to like be touring in new places. And so we did our first kind of major tour in June. We did one smaller tour before that, but that was kind of like a 2-week tour out here. So this is our second longer tour. We just played Midwinter Bluegrass Festival. Shout out to them. They're awesome. It was a wonderful
Second
time.
longer tour in Colorado.
Exactly. Second longer tour in Colorado. But yeah, it's just so special to bring this music out here. And I just think High Horse really fits well with the music scene in Colorado. And I can't wait to share what we do more and more.
Well, and that's what's cool. As powerful as your personalities are, it's also in your music, right? And they're so dynamic because you have these string instruments, right? But then you can really harmonize with your vocals, and then the lyrics from some of G's work, right? Like it adds all these different dynamics, and it's hard to classify like who you are, and that's why I really love bands. And it sucks for you guys because you can't be like, oh hey, well you like this band, you're gonna come and like us, right? There's nothing that somebody can come and see to understand who High Horse is. So
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play like this guy.
I was going to actually say, I just want to shout out our cello man. That's
Shout
Carl
out.
Henry from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right there. I love both of you. I love myself. I think you are pretty unironically the secret sauce and MVP of the band. He is a complete
Unironically.
musical chameleon.
Right.
Right, as
I just-
opposed to me, I'm the ironic. So.
Yeah,
Right.
G's ironic.
Yeah.
G's ironic. I'm
Carson's
unironic.
the sardonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just sartorial. I don't know what that means.
This is why we connected.
I think it has
This is good radio, folks.
Well.
This is beautiful.
But
People
Carl,
are gonna come
you
away going,
legitimately-
"Who the fuck is Noah?" And either they're gonna
most
love
ultimate
him.
Let me talk up Carl for a minute. I got distracted. Carl, you are able to create so many different textures and be, as a person on the bottom end, like as a bass player holding it down, you understand the heartbeat of the band and how to articulate it through all the different parts and layers of the groove, both with fingerstyle, with plectrum, with actual bass lines that just sound an octave above mine, which is a really cool texture change. And then also with the bowing and the percussive stuff and the melodic stuff, you are just a complete chameleon and able to be everywhere, almost, it feels like, all at once.
It's the only way.
And
I'm
like
happy in that.
these two are literally so unbelievably creative and like rock fucking solid on the rhythm and on the soloing that when I get to back up these two soloing with Carl or these two in the front, it feels amazing too. It just feels like everyone's the rhythm section, everyone's the star, I don't know.
And that's why they
everyone
keep
gets
him
a
around,
trophy.
folks. That was
I kind of
fucking
feel like we're in
beautifully-
like the Harlem Globetrotters.
You get a
if
prize.
we were
You
bunch
get a
of-
prize. You get a prize.
Soulful
But
podcaster
also, you
boys.
guys are being humble
That was
because
very,
he is
very
not.
kind,
He is not wrong. He is not wrong.
Like he's it.
No,
it's very true.
But you're also you're not giving yourself enough, right? Because to pair with his sound, and that's what's so beautiful from the bass fiddle, right, all the way to the fiddle and in between, right? And for you guys to not only harmonize your voices, but to harmonize your tone, right? And then allowing each of you, I love the way that you had written and compose some of your songs of introing each one of you into the song and slowly, okay, well, here comes the fiddle. Oh, here's the cello. Here's the bass line.
Like
And
characters.
yes. And because now, like, people can listen to it and they can hear each one of you within those songs, right? But you are the backbone and you always will be because you're the bass, right? You are the bass. But you're playing a cello.
Beef in the sandwich.
but you got a little meat next to you too, right? And so that's where it's like finding those dynamics for yourself. Like when I realized that there was a cello player in this band, I literally acted like that. I was like, what the fuck is this? Right? Like my mom played for like the symphony in Minnesota and Wisconsin. She played cello. Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, she's so disappointed in me.
The
apple fell very far from the tree.
Right? But like it was cool, but I grew up to her like playing on a chair, like sitting so primp and proper, right? And watching you fucking sling that bitch over your shoulder, pick it up, dude.
Strap on cello.
The strap on
Strap
cello.
on cello.
It is
stay
powerful,
strapped.
but like, how did you get to that place? Because you don't start there, right? You don't see a cello player go, yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking rip this over my shoulder, and this is how we're gonna do that. So, what was the evolution for you to get to that place, and some of the projects that you had done before to lead you to where you are now?
I think like I was just really like I've been very lucky to be able to play with like a lot of really great musicians, and I wanted to emulate like their playing and what they do. Like I also played like a bit of drums, not very well, but I really liked doing it in like middle school and high school. And I played in bands and I wanted to sound like the guitarists. But like I didn't have a guitar.
Phenomenal.
And then when I got a guitar, I was like, wait, but actually I don't want to learn how to play guitar. And I was like, fuck. Okay, so I was just like really, I've always been obsessed. Like I was classically trained like Carson, and like I was always obsessed.
A classically
orchestra.
trained cellist? Never.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was obsessed in orchestra with like plucking and like pizzicato, and like I just kind of like started wanting to strum and figuring out like how I can get around the fingerboard. It's like not designed to be strums. Like
Yeah, you're
because, like,
picking to do that
they
on a
created these
cello,
instruments
buddy.
to
A
be-
cello.
Yeah, it's very it's a really fun like kind of way of getting around. And then like also I have to say like I love I think a lot of my inspiration on the cello really like comes from Rashad Eggleston, who like
Yes,
that,
dude.
like,
Legend.
Goblin
if I-
grass,
like,
baby.
I've met him like one time. I've seen his show one time.
What
I've
did he
seen
climb?
I've
What
seen
did he
him
climb? And what was he hanging upside down from at your show? But he did a fucking telephone pole that I saw, and I was like, "Motherfucker, you're gonna
can't believe
die.
he's still
You're
alive.
gonna
Yeah.
die." Yes, dude.
Yeah,
I have to
that's
say,
real, man.
I know like he's like the videos or whatever are crazy to watch.
He is
So
a
to be
music
honest, I kind
genius.
of love that shit. Like I have to say, he
Jackass
is
coded.
like in the future. I think like 20 years, 50 years, 100 years from now, if like there's recorded human history at that point, if we haven't like all blown each other up, like I feel like people will look back. And I would hope they're already recognizing it now. Like historians, musical historians would be like, Rashad like Eggleston is like one of the best cellists. Like there's like a, people name greats for instruments. And like,
Yo Ma.
yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah.
there's a Hall
He's
of
like
Fame.
the Yo-Yo Ma
like,
of cello.
He
It's
is.
insane.
I fucking love you, Noah. But like genuinely, like he is like one of the greats.
We
and
need
he's
to make you guys
invented all
shirts
these-
that say that.
I feel like
and I've ruined it. I'm
If
sorry.
you guys
want
if you guys want
No,
to
it's
dig
this-
into like a slightly longer form section of material to explore Rashad's artistry and kind of the way you're talking about, one of my favorite records is Greg List's. That's Liszt.
We can
banjo
spell.
player. His album. Yeah, I know,
shit,
but
what a
it's
good
it's
record.
spelled with a fucking Z in it. It's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful name though. Anyway, Greg has this album called Four Finger Banjo, where he's kind of redefining what's possible on banjo, playing with 4 fingers for the first time fluidly instead of just the 3 that most banjo pickers play with today, the Earl Scruggs style. So Greg's doing that shit, but Rashad's all over the album, and he's playing
It's gas.
unbelievably
It is gas.
crazy stuff.
The guy,
Like it sounds the way his videos look.
Imagine,
You're like,
imagine
how
dubstep.
could you do that?
Imagine dubstep, and then you just put all the energy of dubstep into a cello, and then you pair it with like the nastiest banjo shredder
Yeah.
on the planet. That's that record.
yeah.
In fact, I venture to say that like listening to some of Rashad's stuff in that context particularly has been an inspiration for how we approach some of our stuff when G puts down the guitar and picks up the banjo as a band when we do fiddle tunes and instrumental stuff.
how you can layer some of that stuff in. And
Yeah,
so you do
and
have
use those
somebody.
percussive techniques on the cello.
I mean,
Yeah.
like for instance, we do East Virginia blues on our set, and I remember when we approached that tune, we were like, we kind of want to make this sound like sort of like a little homage to like the way those two guys play together, because they also they
like a
played in Crooked Still
kind of-
Yeah.
together back in the
Yeah.
day, and there was just kind of this really powerful
Yeah.
thing they had going with no guitar, just cello and banjo like holding down that groove.
And I know why he does it, because I am a social media whore myself. And like he does an amazing job. Shut
no
up,
way.
Shay. You're welcome.
Thank you. All due respect. Thank you. Seriously.
But he does a lot of crazy stuff, right? Shaving his head, eating hair, like putting his head in toilet, like crazy, insane stuff. And that's what gets people to watch. But when you actually listen to how he plays and what he's doing,
It's unreal.
Or when he
Yeah.
like rips out that little electric guitar, or he just composed a song for his mom
Yeah.
a couple days ago that was insane, and he's playing all 4 parts.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
It was
Right?
crazy.
It was so it's so cool. And what sucks is like he has to be that like insane personality to get the eyes on him, because if he just played that album that you guys just talked about, we're deep in the scene. Did you know that album? No fucking clue, right?
No.
And like that's unfair, where it's like it's so magical to musicians, like fuck, this is powerful stuff, and then to the everyday wooks, we're like, no, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much wrapped up in all of this, and it's as deep as you want to go. And the
Yeah.
best parts are all the anecdotes.
I mean, if I could
think.
say before we get into anecdote stuff, though, like technically speaking, like as the shit that he does on the cello, like also the strum. I do a lot of finger picking stuff,
But it's not just
Look,
him, it's you,
I do-
buddy.
I-
It's you.
I
talking
saw
about
him
him,
do
yeah.
it in middle school. Like I was either like in high school or middle school. I saw like a video of him playing like he has like a suite of like tunes, and he's in match tuning. It's like the same bottom string's the same as the top, just an octave up, and one of the movements in the suite, he puts it sideways and he puts his palm right on the bridge. And he starts and he has all these patterns. And I saw that shit blew my mind. And I was like, I need to figure out how to do this in the way that I can. And I just took it. I just was like, and then I became obsessed with it. I wanted to figure out what guitar patterns are and what banjo patterns are. And I need to Rashad has more versatility sometimes. I feel like when he does that, though, most of the time he's doing this bouncy bow technique, which is really fucking fire also.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
really
his short form
elaborate on that,
videos
too.
is the bouncy bow technique.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
he's more comfortable with retuning his cello and stuff, and I'm so married to the fifths that it's a little. Sometimes but it's cool in a way because it forces me to do certain things.
But isn't
which is
that
fun.
exactly what you guys are doing as a band?
Yeah.
Is you're breaking those norms, right?
Yeah.
Because you're
Well, but our point is that we're not the first to break these norms. We're as funny as it feels. The more you look at it closely and look at all the people that we listen to and et cetera, and we could talk about this for hours, you'll see the lineage. And it does pass directly from person to person back to the first person whacking on a rock.
Yeah.
well,
It's handed down to us.
but that's why we have these conversations, because it's figuring out those foundational artists and kind of where your sounds came and grew from. And that starts to help people really understand some of the background. So I want to get to the picker over here.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, G. Welcome.
What's up, G? Hey, buddy.
I have been having a lot of fun just watching him react.
Oh, dude. Yeah. You don't want to do that. It's beautiful. level. We're gonna have an entire camera section just to G the whole time he talks, right?
Just the whole time, just idiots. You know?
But as the guitar player, right? You have a dynamic job playing with all of them, right? But where did you come from in your style? Because your songwriting makes me go down one way, right? But then your playing is a whole nother way. So teach me about G. Where'd you come from, bud?
Yeah, so much to say about that. I guess I grew up in Connecticut, and I grew up around the like jam band scene a lot as a really young
Hold
kid.
on, time out. What for you?
Oh, I love this.
What constitutes as the jam band?
So
Like, what bands were you seeing, or what was part of your scene?
So,
Because
yeah,
Shay
yeah.
and I are old fucks. We're 40, right?
Yep.
So our
guys
jam
are
bands
40?
when we were, buddy. I'm just really
You weren't
immature.
40 very long.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
It was not giving 40, as the kids say.
Damn it, no. But for me, I want to know is like, who were those jam bands for you at that time when you were coming in?
Yeah,
In your
well, so-
scene, especially in Connecticut, right? I just want to make a Christian rock joke about Goose, but I won't.
Well, actually, the drummer, one of the, I think maybe a former drummer now from Goose. I don't follow them too closely, but he actually was my parents' neighbor at one point for a second.
Ben or Jeff?
Randomly, I'm not.
To this guy.
Yeah, so you grew-
No.
yeah, so
I didn't
in-
actually grow up next to him, but I grew up going to this festival called Gathering of the Vibes that was in my hometown in
Nice.
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And my parents actually worked backstage. They worked in artist hospitality.
Nice.
Every year there when I was a kid, and it was like down the road from my house. Really drive there every morning. See the festival. And so for a while, actually, like I remember, like I was like such a young kid, I didn't even realize how big of a festival that was to some extent, because my whole reality of it was like the backstage area where there's like just like weirs just like hanging out and like my mom like told us the story about like being at like the artist catering one day, and like there's like some like teenager or someone like working volunteering, or maybe like a college kid that like doesn't really know much about the scene or whatever, and like is like she just like hears in the back like, what's that, like last name Weir, first name Robert? No, like I don't have you here. Sorry, like, and like my mom just comes up and she's like, you're good, like,
Please let the man in. Please.
But like, no. So like that was like kind of like the backdrop of like my life in a weird way as like a little kid. So like the whole like dead scene and like all that stuff was like very familiar to me. And then like I later got into bluegrass. Like I was playing guitar for a year at one point. I was like maybe like 8 years old or something. And then like my uncle gave me a banjo a year later that he had from when he was young. And I sort of went down this rabbit hole of like all the old Flat and Scruggs stuff and everything.
So you
and
started
got,
old school first, more traditional.
yeah. I was really into the really traditional bluegrass, and then like and then I started like studying with a lot of really great teachers to help me kind of find my way. But like
He's a bluegrass boy.
bluegrass is really my bread and butter that I grew up on. I guess.
Well, and that's the thing is like every bluegrass musician, of course, all you assholes, you never just play one instrument. It's like, oh, here, you want me to play the 5-string banjo? I can play the 12-string guitar. I can play the stand-up bass. And be like, oh,
It's pretty good at mandolin too.
I can see exactly. That's exactly what it is. But it's having that sound, right? So then, what made you think that this is what I want to go to school for? Right? Like, what is?
It's kind of funny. Like, I grew up actually. I had a couple friends of mine that are like a couple years older than me that were in Connecticut that like went to Berkeley for bluegrass. And in my mind at like 13 or whatever, I was like, yeah, like this is like obviously the path that everyone takes. Like there's no other like opportunity
Berkeley or bust,
here.
baby.
Like I'm gonna go to like
That's how
Boston,
it
and
is.
I didn't actually end up going to Berkeley, but I was like, I'm gonna live in Boston and be a bluegrass musician because that's obviously what people do. So that was like, I guess, the kind of like funny bubble I chose to live in. But,
You are literally doing that now.
Yeah, and
That's
that's- you
actually
are,
how's
yeah.
it
Set your
how's it
sights,
feel like however
set your
many years
goal.
on?
I don't even need to be here anymore.
Nice.
Noah, lock this in.
Actualize your own reality, right, folks? Right.
Right, that's right.
That's what intravenous DMT is all about.
Oh, coming out of left field. Okay, we
Like, this guy's always putting on those intravenous DMT podcasts in the car.
You got
This
me.
drives
You got me. I'm
crazy.
guilty. You got me.
listen.
We're learning more about
I think we're learning less.
the human
Our
brain
society-
every day, I guess.
But that's the thing is like from the music community comes your own community, right? And that environment. And so a lot of the times our music community gives us an ability to learn about things and dip our toes into waters and try things out that maybe not acceptable in society, but within the music community, right? But that's
it is like an
true.
alternate society.
It's true. It
in
is.
some
It's
ways.
a subsector. It's a subculture, right?
Yeah.
And so we're able to float in that subculture and find some of our norms for society. And what's beautiful is like now society is starting to evolve and start accepting some of that stuff, right? Like we just joked about being 40-year-old men, like thinking about buying weed legally when we were in high school. Well, Shay didn't even smoke weed until he's 22. I'm going to fucking throw him under the bus. Fuck you, pussy.
My body's a temple, bro.
Yes.
But like thinking of that back in the day, like that would have never happened, right? And so now we're getting here, and then talking about plant medicine like this, it starts to make things okay. And it comes from the top down, right? And it is an important conversation because there is a lot of growth that can come from this. I think that what we have to do is learn how to do it in a healthy and an acceptable manner. And that's where talking about it is important, right? And a lot of us can like do it, but then we would be like, oh no, I've never done that before. But in actuality, it's like normalize it, right? Normalize the behavior,
Legalize it.
well, and that's what it is. And then figuring out what the positives are for those things.
Yeah.
Because in plant medicine, I can tell you from my own journey with anxiety and depression, it completely swung me a completely different way.
And I think for some people it has the opposite effect, but that doesn't mean we should make it illegal for everyone.
But that could be
and feed
anything,
the criminal
right?
justice system.
That could be
you know?
anything. And I can only speak for myself, but before I was a heavy drinker. I was the guy that would drink a 750 of Jameson before I went out to go party, right? Because
I wouldn't be able to find the bottle after I
But
finished
dude,
that.
I was a big dude and I was a huge drinker. And guess what? I
Was a big dude?
I was an asshole. Well, I'm still. Fuck you.
You're a former football player, man. It's all just muscle.
But so that was it. Was like, but I was covering up so much pain and hurt.
Yeah.
And the alcohol was the answer, right? And those plant medicines actually allowed my brain to think in a different way and be able to go after some of that trauma that I had earlier that I've always chased to cover up through the music scene, right? But then you find out about some of these options and there's a healthy way to do it. And so like you can throw in like, oh, well, fucking intravenous DMT. Actually, fuck yes. I'm all about it, right? In the right way, or like using ketamine in the right way. There's been some powerful documentaries that have been coming out. There's great information about this. And I think by talking about it, it allows us to normalize it more instead of just being wooks that are like, oh, I'm sad, but no, this makes me happy. Like,
well, but that's anecdotal too. I mean, like, I don't know. You gotta listen to people.
It for sure is, but that's where it's everybody should be allowed. Well, and then people are gonna fucking. I don't give a shit. Everybody should be allowed to pick their own path, right? And I think that if you allow them to walk that path with guidance, rather than having to walk that path on their own, and then
and hide it from the law if they need help.
Exactly. Because now you can watch
Better to
people
have it out in
doing
the
something.
open.
You can have people where you can go to a safe place to do this, right?
Yeah, like needle exchanges or something. That's like a great idea. That saves lives.
1,000%. Or even so, it's as simple as allowing Narcan into venues. Because
Can people not allow it?
Dude,
Is that a thing in Colorado?
They call it paraphernalia. And they
can we just
That's not
like,
paraphernalia.
what are these
I've never
venues?
seen
I'm
that.
down to like throw
So-
them on the shit list now.
Yeah.
So
that shit
we don't
should
want
be
to do that. We don't wanna do
Is that a state? Is that a state mandate?
No, real
though?
talk. Narcan saves lives.
I don't
Free
want to.
Narcan.
I don't want to talk about state mandates or talk about what I don't know legally.
Sure,
What I
we
do
don't
know
either.
is from personal experience. I've done lot podcasts at Fish where I come with a 3-gallon or 5-gallon bag full of testing strips and Narcan.
That's very responsible of you.
Well, because I know
You're
my
a responsible wook.
I know my fucking friends. I don't do those drugs. I do not do those drugs. I would never need Narcan because I'm never dabbling in anything that would potentially be.
I mean, you know what's so messed up is actually how much other stuff it's like just fentanyl and opioids are.
But that's
the crazy
exactly
thing.
it.
Yeah.
And people don't know, and you never know when they'll need it. And you're not normally bringing it for yourself. You're bringing it for somebody else that might need it, right? right?
Yeah.
And by not talking about it and by labeling it as paraphernalia, I know that there are numerous nonprofits that I've worked with across the nation. I know that we had Healing the Herds on here from Michigan who go out to all the Billy String shows and give out this stuff. But there is still a stigma against it because they see you with it and they think you're a fucking junkie. Let me check your bag.
Why would one
I
person
think that's-
use that much Narcan? That sounds miserable.
Yeah, I don't know. I think also just you can like simplify it too. It's like if you have Narcan on you, like you can save a life. Like if like especially if you're going to shows and like that's like you're likely to see someone like.
Imagine something that could reverse like a gun death that easily.
Yeah.
Like I would be carrying that like prophylactic.
Yeah,
everywhere
you
with
can.
me.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, good on you.
But that's where it's crazy because like it's a perception issue, right? It is a huge perception issue, and plant medicine is still stigmatized. And until we start to, we're just now getting the ability to research it, right? And really to clinically be able to tell you like, oh, this makes somebody feel better. Where I can tell you, okay, I've had friends who have been deployed who were terrible in a terrible place. I brought them to a show and they experimented with something in their life and it changed them, right? It flipped that switch and now they literally call it recharging, where every couple of months they'll go back and they'll do something like that.
It kind of opens you back up.
Yes, to recharge and to feel that in a different way. Music makes us feel so great without the substances, right?
Totally.
But with some of those substances, it can be a whole nother level. And I think that I don't want to advocate for drug use, but I want to advocate for
destigmatization.
yes,
of the use.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I think that more pride need to say it.
I think
YouTube
so
is
too.
gonna love this
Amen.
episode.
Oh,
here's
dude,
the
Dude,
question.
first of all, boys, that was a fucking ride. I've just been over here enjoying
Thanks for
like
taking us
this,
there.
just so many twists and turns on the topic. This man over here is a conductor. It's great. But yeah, that's
Smooth
no.
operator.
I just want to point out one thing because I've heard people say that before about the Narcan. It's like, hey man, are you bringing that in for yourself? If I need to use Narcan, I can't Narcan myself.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Like,
It's
let's
like
be clear.
physically impossible to.
Reach into my pocket, bro.
Yeah, it's not how it
Reach
works.
into my
That's
pocket.
not how it works. But
It sucks, but it's different, right? And I think that there's a lot of things in our community, like I said, that allows us to dabble and try things. And musically, you guys have tried a lot of things, and now you're bringing this out. But the challenge isn't just like creating the music, because that's not good enough anymore, right? Like
it never is.
You can make amazing music, but if you don't get it in front
I
of
demand
people,
skits.
yeah, exactly. If you're not on social media and if you're not plugging, if you're not coming to the dungeon, right? Like you guys.
Well, coming to the dungeon is a lot more fun than sitting in my room and being like, "Am I interesting? Is this really something that people would
you are
want to
interesting
see
now,
for a second?"
No, you don't need to ever ask that question.
No, we
again.
love you.
are
No, but it's
interesting.
amazing. Like the mirror, the phone on yourself just strips away everything. I feel like a piece of like unseasoned chicken breast in my room. It's just like nothing to offer, nothing appealing.
But that's where it's hard, right? Like as you guys are coming up, like you have to go through those battles, right? You have to play empty rooms. You have to like fight all this stuff, but then you also still have to wake up the next day and promote the next show and figure out
I think
how to make a
that's the
video.
new thing, because those other things you mentioned, like I don't know what you just said. But those other things you just mentioned are like the struggles. You have to get up and play the show. You have to prep the material. You have to organize everything. But like to then have to do really, this is where our jobs intersect. Like you guys and us is like all the promotion, the coordination, the entrepreneurial aspect of being in a band is something that wasn't always handled by the band, often because those things were just too hard to do on your own. In a way, technology has put all of these tasks.
They still are too hard.
They
I
are.
don't wanna
Well, but
put that
technology
on
has
the
given us the illusion
hey,
that we can do everything
He's doing
ourselves.
a great fucking job,
And it
okay?
makes us less interdependent. Like the things that we do as a little foursome here are like back in the day would be replicated by, frankly, a label with a couple of hired people who would specialize in doing things that we are onboarding and in-housing ourselves as a little business. I don't even think we're technically incorporated yet. We're just buds.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're just asking how the sausage gets made,
Dude, well, and we are deep in the middle of making this sausage.
We are.
But that's where it's important is like being vulnerable and showing that side of yourself, right? And you guys, you have to also be thinking so far ahead because, okay, yeah, we have these shows, but now this is also the only times that we're together.
Yeah.
So it's the only times that we're
When will we
practicing.
get to rehearse in 2027? Let's think about it.
Well, it's not just rehearsing. It's it's now making videos. It's sharing yourself. It's sharing your personality. We talked about this. The internet has become such an important part of this process for you guys in music making that, like, if you're not doing social media, you're so far behind. So Carson, I know that you're doing a lot of this. And we've had conversations offline before about like how this works and what you can do. And the shitty thing is like I told you, there's no book, right? There's nothing.
There's no book.
We actually were given a book that covers.
We have a book.
We were given a book on how to run your band, and I was asking the gentleman who gave it to me, and he was like, it stops in 1991, and I have a section on the internet, and I was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, it says the internet's gonna be big, and you know what? Cast a wide net, catch every fish. He was completely fucking right. It's a big deal.
That is the book then.
Yeah.
Pre-1991.
Watch out.
No, there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes. I just want, and we all contribute. Big shout out to Carl over there too. He's like, he's the guy who does a lot of the booking, a lot of the emails, lots of the contracts. Everyone pitches in. He handles a lot of that. I do a lot of the social media stuff. But what makes this worth it, because it's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of work, as you guys know. Is like that community you were talking about. These people going to these concerts, having these experiences, having these life-changing moments, right? That's what makes this possible. And we have those moments on stage. We have those moments in rehearsal. We have those moments when we like bring new songs to the band and we arrange them. Like that's what makes this possible for us. It's so much unpaid labor, right? Yeah. So many hours.
We also have those moments at the merch table when people like that, when that fucking hilarious lady Lisa talked
she was
to
great.
us
We love
night.
Lisa. Shout out to Lisa.
We love you.
Yeah, she's a huge Billy fan too.
I walked in halfway through this and I feel like couldn't even rescue
funny.
you guys from that.
We were deep.
Deep in the muck.
We kept on asking her name. This is like this is like an older like what like
she looked like she was in her late 70s.
67-year-old lady in like lime green jumpsuit.
Billy Strings
with,
jumpsuit.
Billy Strings,
awesome.
like, patched on like things all over, and we keep on asking her name,
She
like,
had a
"Hey, like,
disco
hi,
ball
I'm Carl. Like, what's your name?" Like, she goes, "A fucked up bitch." And she was like, she was like,
I love your band. I love your band.
Drugs, she was like, "You guys got it?" Like,
of course. Welcome to Colorado, folks.
Yeah. But like,
We love you, Lisa.
Thought, like, she demanded to purchase our merchandise. We were like, "Of course, it's
Demanded.
You
She's
didn't
like,
have to
"Give it to me
demand."
now."
Well, look, yeah. Anyway,
But
it was just
that
a
is
good-
an important
yeah.
part, right?
Yeah.
It's like people supporting you, but also the merch, right? Because for you guys, as you're making this music, a lot of the ways that you guys are putting money in your pocket right now is from the merch sales, is from those posters that you're designing and putting together, right?
Maybe someday we'll have more money. But yes, it's part of the process. It's part of the brand, and it's part of like what people like love about music. It's like this intersection between visual art and like music and a brand and a vibe and this whole thing.
But let's talk about the levels, because like we talk about when we have money, but you guys are all doing it. You even by starting with little stickers, right?
Yeah.
And being able to give it, or like the cute fucking thank you postcard that you're like, here, put
that's
this on your
incredible.
fridge. Like it's cute. Marketing, I always tell people, is what is an emotion, right? So it's making somebody feel something. I'm a fucking idiot. So obviously all I ever try to do is slap dick, stupid, funny shit that makes my wife go, and I'm good with it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Shout out to Cody's wife.
dude, I don't get me a Cody ... text.
I was just thinking about that.
Dude,
That's a sticker.
That is not, dude. So we know that I'm in the doghouse when I get a Cody ... text, because it's like, fuck, what's coming after this?
Yeah.
But my joke
What
is,
did I do?
My wife is amazing, and she said, you don't know fear until you see your husband go live on Instagram or Facebook.
Words to live by. My God.
Men used to go to war.
That is incredible.
Because now that you guys know me,
Yeah, that's incredible.
and she's been with me 20 years, right? So she's like, oh my God. We did this Glizzy Gobbler video for the Kitchen Dwellers.
Can we get that pulled up right here on the screen real quick?
Jamie, pull that up. But so literally, we're driving there, and I have this idea of the hot dogs coming in front of my face, and she's
a
telling
dream.
me, she's like, babe,
music.
I've never thrown hot dogs in anybody's face before. I don't want you to yell at me. I was like, it's not that hard. You can do that. The first take, she's got 20 hot dogs in her hands. And she throws them, and it's supposed to cross so that it like comes and hits at my face.
That sounds
Both
pretty
angles.
hard, yeah.
Buddy, dude, they cross perfectly.
missed.
Don't hit my
It's
face at
amazing.
all. Immediately, I'm like, in slow motion, the look of disgust.
You know, it must
And
be
then
nice to have your wife not instinctually want to hit you. She wanted to avoid that.
Dude, she cut my throat later. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Nicole is a strong, independent woman, but what was hilarious is she picked up the hot dogs and she's getting my bottle of water and she's washing them off. And she's like, don't fucking film me right now. But she is 1,000% down for the shenanigans, but she never knows what the fuck I'm up to, right? And it can be dangerous. But for you guys as a band, you have to build that brand, right? You have to start with something. You want to start with the music, but we talked about this a lot of times. People connect with the personalities.
Yeah.
So it's important for people to come on and see,
Yeah.
like on these podcasts, to see who you guys are. But so how hard is it to do that through your social media accounts while still trying to like keep your brand for your band imaging correct, but still showing some of your personality?
Well, Noah is a real genius with Snapchat.
Yeah, he's really
That's
good with
not true.
Snapchat.
See, Carson's a
I haven't sent a snap in years. I just use the sticker function. And I create copies of all of our heads and I put them on various paintings that are in the public domain.
Right,
It's
that's
very bad art.
Buddy,
It's very bad art.
I live and die on bad Photoshop.
I think
Okay.
Me
Cody,
too.
you were talking about there being no like book about how to be successful.
Yeah,
There's no
there isn't.
path.
There's no
like,
boundary either.
There's no boundary.
no
and honestly,
thing too
like
crappy.
we do our best, and I think like it's a combination of our music, and we want to start with that. That's important to us. That's the thing we do.
We don't give a shit about your music. We like you as
Well, but I
people.
feel
we
like
like you as people.
We haven't leaned into skits. I feel like there's gonna time when that like really seems cringy, but also it's like the span of time that you're actually looking to
Don't let him
cultivate
ruin
in it
you. You don't have
is
to
so
do-
short.
You
You
don't
need
have
to.
to do skits, right? But
No,
you do,
but like skits as an example, skits are like something to like. What's the fucking hook? You have 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
Why should I not immediately leave this section of the internet and seek dopamine somewhere else? Give me dopamine right fucking now.
I mean, I'm just using
That's
that
the
as
key.
an example for content.
If we could be giving a sip of beer to every person who sees every one of our posts, I guarantee you we would be viral. But we can't do that. So we're trying to figure out how to do that with
But
other
you
mediums.
can if you get the right sponsors. So if somebody wants
Beer
to have
companies.
a
Anheuser-Busch.
drink fest with
Dude,
High
Forest,
Horse
local.
where they come and play and you're getting
Hit me
your
up.
fellowship drunk, you can make that happen, buddy. You just have to envision it. And that's what I'm saying. There's literally no fucking book. And that's what's so cool about it. But also what's so terrible is there's so much you can do, but also do I want to do more of the same, right? Or how do I stay different to myself?
How
for
do
you-
how do I pay my rent while figuring out how to make something that'll go viral?
Yeah.
Yeah, for $0.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and we had Mountain Grass Unit on a couple of weeks ago, right? And we
yeah.
talked about with them, and they're like, "Listen, we were taking shows where we're paying money. We are paying money to go and do stuff. You see how G perked up? You know why? He's got a homie in MGU.
Yeah, I know all those guys pretty well. They're good friends of mine.
Yeah, but you also have a side project with Luke, don't you?
Yeah. There's a record actually out called Cahaba Roots that has Luke and Jury on it, and a great fiddle player Sam Stage, great bass player Teddy Kent, and
Teddy, the producer.
and so it's
He's also a phenomenal fucking bass player.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
no, Cane Mill Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out with
Yeah.
them right now, right?
Yes, he was with them. That was my find of the year for me last year. Cool. I saw them at Rocky Grass. I was
Yeah,
like,
they're
holy
great.
shit, boys.
Liam is amazing.
Yeah, dude, Liam Purcell is a machine, and he was the first person to win three of the competitions at Rocky Grass.
yeah.
Yeah, G almost did that. He only won 2 though.
Yeah.
Two and a
He got
half.
second
Loser.
place in
Loser. But wait, so you picked it up for acoustic, and that's what I was going to jump back to. So for Rocky Grass, you ruined my plug. It's okay. It's okay.
Carson, you're out of the dungeon.
No, he's not. He's not. But for you, we talked about this earlier about bluegrass musicians playing multiple instruments, right?
Yeah.
And you did that, and you do it very well, and you've actually won some of those in Rocky Grass as well.
Yeah.
Talk about yourself, G.
I don't
It
know what
matters.
to
So
say,
that guitar
really.
that he's playing.
Well, because how do you get so good at multiple instruments, right? Most of us have a hard time mastering one thing, and then for you to be able to go on a stage like Rocky Grass, and you have competition from the world coming into this, right? And you're still able to sit at the top on 2 instruments, right? Like that's crazy. Yes, it's fun, but like what drives you to learn both of those so well that you're able to stand out amongst, because like everybody can play them. Not everybody wins 2 Rocky Grass awards in the same year, buddy. Like that's super special.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I guess like one thing I'll say is that like as much as there is a lot of time and extra effort that you have to put into learning like another instrument, the more that you really grasp how to play that instrument, the better your understanding about music generally from a kind of like bird's eye view perspective it's just gonna get so much better from kind of having that knowledge from a musical standpoint, not just like something that you have a reference for on your instrument.
Yeah.
So I don't remember who it was that I talked to, but maybe it was Larry Keel, and he talked about listening to an album 4 different times to listen for the instrument in 4 different ways, right? So I'm going to listen to this album and I'm only listening to the mandolin, right? I'm only listening to the bass. So is that something that you end up doing yourself? Because like I know like speaking Spanish and speaking English, right? You can you translate things in different ways, right? So for you, when you're going in different instruments, how do you pair that, and how does your brain? Because for me, it's like Jesus Christ, how does that even? I can't contemplate what's happening upstairs for you as you're like thinking about this and navigating through it.
Yeah, I guess like it's just it was just a lot of time, put into like the nitty gritty of like trying to understand harmony and and just practicing as much as you can and really loving practicing, loving doing something you're really bad at, finding the thing that you suck most at in your playing, and then just like doing that over and over again.
You don't need to tell me we've been podcasting for 2 years. Let's go.
Look how good you guys are. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's sick.
Talking to the mic, Noah. I love you.
Yeah, what is going on?
Practice makes perfect. I'm trying to mute myself. I talk so much.
In this band, we
I mean,
don't know
yeah,
how to
hey,
sit in
I relate
chairs.
to that.
Noah and I have been switching, I think, seating positions probably 20 times now.
But that's part of life, right? And that's who we are, right? And so that's what's important is like taking our strengths, right? And now coming together and also dealing with our weaknesses, right? And it's like, fuck, how do we stay on track? How do we do this? How do we get to the next step? So right now for you guys as a band, Noah, stop. I want to promote these Colorado shows.
Yes.
We're having you come in on Sunday. We will clip this so that all the people that didn't get to the shenanigans here to the end. But what I want to talk about is the Colorado run that you guys are on. Carson talked a little bit earlier about his exposure and seeing some of the dynamics of it, wanting to bring you guys out here and doing it. You're here. You just played that festival.
Yeah.
We're going to release this on Monday. You guys have shows coming up in Colorado. Where can we start? Because you can see the dynamics of who you are as people and hearing you as a band, but you really don't get to see it until we get to see you live. So where can people here in Colorado see you? What's coming up?
That's great, actually. Oh, sorry. Would you like to?
I got the list in front of me actually. And let's
let me do a little.
Yeah, Carl, do a little bit.
Okay, so hello, it's Monday.
Hi, Monday.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
In 2 days, we're going to be in Boulder, Colorado, and on Wednesday at the Chautauqua Community House. At what time, Carson?
That's going to be an 8 p.m. show, and that's 2/18, and that's a super exciting show
Really
because
special show.
Why is that?
Well, we're going to be. So if you.
But wait,
watch
there's
us
more.
perform- if you watch us perform and you were like, wow.
God damn it, be real, Carl. So what's happening on 2/18?
Well, we're going to be sharing a bill with another incredible cellist and good friend of the band, excellent person, and Hang Joy Adams of the band Big Richard. And she's got a great duo project with this multi-instrumentalist, really cool fiddle player, Gus Tritch. So we're going to be sharing the bill with them. I hope and imagine we will be playing with them as well
And
at
that's
some point on that show.
That's at Chautauqua Community House. That's a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Super intimate, very fun.
Very cool. And then Thursday, where are we going to be?
We're going to be in Golden. We're going to be at New Train Brewing. So that's Thursday, 2/19. That's going to be an earlier show, 6 to 7 p.m., but that's free, so come.
Yeah, come hang out.
Rock out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the pedal boards out for that. We're gonna get a little jammy.
Yeah.
If you are in Colorado and you have not been to New Terrain's Thursday shows,
That's
what are you doing? What are you doing? Come and show up. You guys are playing from 6 to 7 on Thursday. Yeah. They have food trucks out front. They have a bunch of amazing beer. That stage is beautiful, and there's the Front Range Mountains just in the backdrop, right?
It's good to hear.
Actually, it'll be a little longer. It'll be like a couple sets, so it'll be
nice.
sick. Yeah, it'll be great. And then we're heading to Alamosa. So there's a sweet little venue called Society Hall. We're gonna be playing there. That'll be our Friday show, and then Saturday we're coming back up here to the Front Range, Greeley,
Colorado. We're gonna be there's this concert series called Cottonwood Cottage, and we're gonna be playing that.
It's
Saturday.
like the winter version of their summer series.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know they did one in the winter.
In the summer, they do it outside, and we actually were up there for Hot Buttered Rum last year.
Yep.
And then in the winter, they bring it into the cottage so that we can still do it. Another beautiful venue, great exposure for you guys to do that.
Yeah.
What time is the show on Thursday? That's Saturday.
That's Saturday. That's 7
You guys
p.m.
are putting miles on. You're going to Alamosa and then coming back.
This is normal.
We just
This is
replaced the
normal,
shocks
baby.
in the
That's
car,
touring.
so we're ready to put the miles
Yeah,
on.
actually, though.
Car's
Shout out to my
ready.
fiance Sarah for letting us
Thank
borrow
you,
her
Sarah, for
minivan.
letting us use your van.
Thank you.
We love you.
They're minivan men, okay?
Yeah.
And then-
vans are the
Beautiful.
best.
And
Vans are the
then
only
just
way
to wrap it all up, Sunday, this is gonna be a heater of a show, Avos, with Silas Herman.
Avogadro's number?
Yeah, Avogadro's number.
very
We're
same.
Playing at
Fort
Avogadro's
Collins.
number?
Yeah, yeah,
Coco, baby.
yeah. And guess what?
That's,
Silas Herman.
Dan Maladnik's.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my buddy is co-owner of the Mishawaka.
Oh, cool.
And so he does all the booking for Avogadro. Dan Maladnik.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
So he's good people. And Avogadros is awesome. And you're doing it with your pal Silas.
Yeah, Silas and
Yes.
Sam. Sam is a shredding banjo player in the Silas Herman band.
Yeah, Sam Armstrong Zickafoos.
Yeah. Yeah, we love those hyphenated last names.
It's the Zickafoos that really gets
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That person is a truly incredible banjo player. I've known them for years and only got reunited with them on our second ever tour in Colorado this past summer.
And that's going to be like High Horse plus these two. So it's going to be like the super band, like a
ripper.
six-piece. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for Fort Collins,
7 p.m., baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna hit
Let's
Yeah,
go.
we call it extremely high horse.
Yeah, exactly.
We are
Incapacitated
extremely
horse.
high horse. And that's who
Very
we are.
nervous, anxious horse.
So you guys are doing these tour stops. You talked about in the session, you talked about an EP coming.
Yeah.
So can we
Yes.
talk a little bit about that before we wrap up so that people know where to come and what they can expect?
Well, we have two things coming out, actually. We have an EP in the works, and we also have a live album in the works as
My
well.
God.
Wow.
And that, at least, we're hoping to have printed like in CD form by like midsummer. We have this project. Our band, we love to play with this incredible fiddle player and singer and multi-instrumentalist, Kat Wallace. If you might know of her project, Rachel Sumner and Traveling Light. They won Telluride this past year.
Or her other band, Forsyth,
yeah,
which is,
yeah.
I think, gearing up to release an album very soon.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on that. That's a really cool group. But we play with her a lot, and that's a live album. That's like basically 2 shows that we played with her. That's just like super.
Yeah,
fun.
her playing
But-
with us playing with her, all of us playing together.
Yeah.
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 When do
It's
you guys expect that?
really
out?
great.
Hopefully this summer. And we also have this EP, Carson.
Yeah, so before that, we have this awesome little three-track EP that'll come out probably on streaming. And G, do you want to walk us through some of those tracks?
Yeah, so up front we got this really awesome. It's actually one of the tracks that we played.
Can I just be honest for a second? I love how you're like, hey, do we have a name for this? And everyone's like, no. And then he's like, yeah, we have a name for
Yeah,
this.
we
And they're
have
like,
a
oh,
fucking name.
yeah, that's the name for this.
That's often how every conversation in this band goes. All of us are running around like a bunch of chickens with our heads cut off, and G's like, guys,
Insert G's eye roll.
what if we just do this? And it works.
But so what is the name of the EPG? And then let's talk about the tracks.
That's a great question. The name of the EP is "Swim Before You Fly."
Which is an awesome
Love it.
saying.
It's
It's a quote
lyric.
from one of the songs on there. It's a Townes Van Zandt song called "Two Girls." So that's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
kind of our own version of it too.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
Who would have
Shocking.
thunk?
Guys like us.
Yeah.
But and then we opened up the record with that great instrumental "Cold Harbor," which we played a second ago. And I actually we were lucky enough to have me get to squeeze a little studio time in there for some banjo overdubs too. So there's guitar and banjo.
Yeah, we cloned this talented motherfucker.
That's awesome.
G through H
I want you
Rockwell.
to sling your 5-string over your shoulder so that you can just like
Yeah,
flip
yeah.
to one and
I
then
know.
flip to the next.
We wish.
We got to get the double neck banjo-tar.
Guitar, yes. We're like, all right,
I would be
Thompson,
stoked.
We
Make it happen.
Hey, let's talk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Oh yeah, it's an original tune of mine called "Wait for Me," which is this sort of bluegrass song. It's got some great vocal harmonies from the boys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy
So
it.
soulful storytelling from our hero over here as well. It's a really good song.
All right, and I saved the best for last because I told you guys, and you asked a very pertinent question, and you said, being a podcaster, does that get you more into conspiracy theories,
Or does it make you
right.
better at sussing them out and navigating them to find the real truth?
And you asked if I had been exposed more now or before. I have a very proud moment from 2004's presidential campaign where I wrote in lizard person.
Oh, you
one
mean-
of my options
Let's
for
go.
president, and the local news station literally went through ballots that were rejected and held up one.
They held up
and
yours?
it said lizard person.
You're a
and
king.
it's my chicken scratch handwriting. And then they have to talk about why on earth someone would write lizard person on a presidential
Did you get to
ballot.
phone in?
No, of course not. I didn't. I couldn't.
Damn it.
I still wanted to be hired for a real job at that
Oh,
time.
yeah,
guys.
that's right.
But now I don't give a fuck. So
Yeah,
let's go.
you know what? You might have the most
WCCO.
stable job remaining in about a year now.
Don't
Like
worry.
just
We've
count
worked that
down the
all
days. It's going to be just podcasting and then only the skit part of what we do. There'll be no more work for anyone, I fear.
Just slapdick videos. Here come the glizzy kings, right?
Yeah.
If you can get us jobs at the Glizzy factory, just for the stability, we'd be grateful.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Locked in. You guys need to go check out High Horse. Follow them on Instagram. It's at High Horse.
It's at highhorse.band.
Of course it is. God
Or
damn it.
www.highhorseband.com.
I'll put it
That's
all in the
right.
description. Go follow them. Follow them individually because that's where you're going to find a lot more personality from these bands. I tell the people this all the time. You can follow the band to support the band, but if you follow the individual accounts of the players in that band, you are much more likely to learn who they are. I can't speak for you guys or what you're posting, but I know that you share
That's a quick disclaimer there.
I just
throw that in.
Also,
listen,
for
if you
legal
got
reasons.
this far, you know why I said that, okay?
If you want to really get a glimpse of band personality, I'm often at the Market Basket on 180. It's near Prospect Street in Somerville, Mass. You can find me there in the cheese aisle a lot of the time. So don't be a stranger.
And you'll see us next week. Thanks, boys.
That was absolutely unhinged.
I have to pee so bad.
I also have to
You tried to get us to go.